Hello, and welcome to episode 57 of the DaebakCast. This is actually this is in fact a weekly podcast where the three of us come together each week to talk about K-pop and what's currently in the industry. Sometimes we have album reviews. This week we have 4 topics, I believe.
We have one album review.
We have one album.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Gugudan's album review. Spoiler alert.
Single album.
And we're going to be talking about the opening ceremony that just happened over the past weekend. Our time, your time, it would have been a week ago.
No, it would have been a couple of days ago. It only happened on Friday.
No, for their time.
Oh, but if you're listening to this full episode, then it would have been a week prior. But if you're listening to the topic, it would have been 4 days ago.
Yeah. Anyways, IY. And we're going to also talk a little bit about YG because we've been putting that topic off for a while. So, as always, I'm joined by Nate.
Like this. Like this.
What song is that?
The one we're reviewing?
Oh, okay.
Like this. Like this.
Oh, okay.
Got to know.
Honestly, I didn't even register that.
Yeah, well, that was the point.
Yeah. Anyways. After that embarrassment, Andrew as well.
Oh, wait.
Has 3
Before
things.
Andrew.
Yeah,
no
reviews.
Well, no reviews and no questions. So
Right.
just reminding people, leave questions if you have them for us. Write reviews, and we'll read them and stuff.
Yep. And Andrew, who usually has 3 things.
All 3 things are mildly Number 1 is the Superb Owl was last week.
Yep.
Wait, actually, no, the Superb Owl got canceled last week. I don't know what happened.
Yep.
I don't know what happened about that. I'm over it, but I was up until I did not sleep that night. Partially because I was mulling over the loss that the Patriots had, but mostly because of my number 2. They pulled a Beyonce and Phantom dropped the 3rd Cloverfield movie, the Cloverfield Paradox, and that kept me up until 6 in the morning because it was just I'm a huge Cloverfield fan, so it literally it was just like a huge fan service sort of thing. And I guess as number 3, yesterday I saw the one of the benefits of living near New York City is you get to see Broadway plays, and of all the esteemed Broadway plays that I went to see yesterday, I saw the world-renowned, world-famous, highly critically acclaimed SpongeBob the Musical.
Amazing.
It was pretty fun. Not gonna lie.
That's on Broadway.
Yeah, it's a Broadway show. Not even they have a lot of nickel in related. They have SpongeBob. They have School of Rock.
Next, you gotta go see Shrek the Musical.
No, I'm good. I'll stick to SpongeBob, but yeah, that's my 3 things.
I've seen a Broadway play.
Which one?
Beauty and the Beast.
Oh no, I saw that back when.
This was in 2007.
Oh, I saw it in 2004, 2005. Because if anyone grew up watching the Disney Channel, Christy Carlson Romano, who was the voice of Kim Possible / the older sister Ren on Even Stevens, she was she played Belle for a short period, and I got to see her play Belle during that period on Beauty and the Beast. So yeah, that was pretty good too. You've never been to New York City, so until recently, Jacob. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I've obviously never seen Broadway because literally my first time in New York City was to go to KCON.
Which isn't even in New York City.
Yeah, so I'm Jacob, and I guess I'll have one thing. Today I bought Milkus on the way home.
Wow, that's an insane quote by Tableau.
Yeah, it's a great blown out. Today I wrote.
He just wrote that.
I bought Milkus on the way home.
That's just one page of blown out.
That does sound like a Tableau quote. I bought Milkus on the way home. Was home and home was far away. The end.
Yep. Home is so far away. Literally for me. Anyways, I guess we can get right into the first topic, which is the most recent one, which would be the Olympics. They're being held in Korea, And on Friday night, we got to see the opening ceremony on TV.
And by we mean Andrew.
Andrew, yes.
Jacob and I have not watched it yet.
Because I paid $9 for a VPN service to watch CB, because NBC, they insist on tape delaying it and never they insist on not showing it until like prime time locally because they like money. So I paid for a VPN to watch CBC's live stream of it, like uninterrupted and everything. So yeah, I guess I'll just try to go over as much as I
only got to see about like 10 minutes of it because I tried using a free one and then I ran out of data because on that site you couldn't limit your quality. So
shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, just I'll be going through some like of the photos to help give visual reference. So obviously the 2018 Winter Olympics are being held in Pyeongchang, South Korea.
Pyeongchang.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Pyongyang is the wrong one.
You know why? They actually on their logo they insist on separating, because Pyeongchang is actually one word, but for the logo
that's 2 words.
They insist on separating it so people don't confuse that.
Yep.
It's kind of like how they do that. They do weird name things or because of different language barriers or whatever. But the logo for like Brazil is spelled with an S. When they had in Rio de Janeiro or whatever, or when they did it in Torino, it's technically Turin, Italy, but they said the name was Torino because that's supposedly how like people like normally pronounce it. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, so it's in it's there. So a lot of the nice thing about the opening ceremony is that they recruit a lot of the local help, because this is taking place in like Gangwon province, so it's like near the mountains, which not even joking, this is probably the first time in a long time that they actually have a Olympics or a Winter Olympics in a place that's cold, because the last Winter Sochi, Russia is considered like a Mediterranean resort town. Like it's like 60 degrees there all the time. Like they have to import the snow, and then
there were tons of problems at Sochi too.
Well, I mean, they invaded a goddamn country after it. So they invaded Georgia after the Olympics. So, and then before that was Vancouver, which Vancouver is like one of like the warmest like cities in Canada. Well, just like
it's so cold though. It's
Pacific Northwest, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more north than Potsdam is, and Potsdam is so cold that there's an expression that when it's dark, windy, and snowing outside, it's Potsdamming outside.
Is that really a thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll definitely use that from now on. But yeah.
Well, people here say that, but yeah.
So with that in mind, like they were saying the temperature during the opening ceremony was around 0 Celsius, so that's pretty cold. So which is why they insisted on keeping. It's one of the shortest opening ceremonies in recent time. It was only about 2 hours and 20 minutes. So
yeah,
their whole theme was based around like I guess sort of exploring the history or like the legacy of South Korea and that sort of thing. So their mascot was they had 2 mascots, which one was like a white tiger and one was like an Asiatic, like a brown bear sort of thing. So yeah, they had like these cool like animatronic sort of things. Or the story was like they had these like 5 kids that are exploring the history of Korea. 5 because it's obviously the name like the same amount of colors as the Olympic rings.
Yep.
That sort of
Their
thing.
coats were all colored that way as well.
Yeah. So obviously they did that. It was pretty cool, like just from a technical standpoint, even because a lot of what they did when like their presentations, they like that didn't involve like people. They had like this like projection mapping sort of stuff onto the floor, and like it turned into water, that sort of thing. Yeah, so obviously they do all this sort of like anthem stuff. The interesting thing is when they performed the Korean national anthem, it was an international choir. Like it wasn't just Korean kids; it was just like everyone was singing Korean. What else did they do? They sang they sang Arirang, of course. That's like a requirement for every Korean. You have to sing Arirang.
Hell, I sang Arirang during my South Korea or my music history class when I was studying abroad.
Yeah, so
Wish I could take classes like that.
just,
I have to
yeah, I
take
took-
real classes.
I took tennis and South Korean music history and a mobile programming class. So I had one real class. All
I had
plus
to take
Korean.
data structures and statistics and
rip.
whatever.
So yeah,
Animation. Yeah.
Another amazing thing was there's this like they had this opera singer sing I think it was like the Olympic, because the Olympics have their own anthem or whatever. I don't know why they're not a country, but yeah, like they got this like crazy opera singer. She's singing it in Greek too, which was insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, they had a lot of most of it was not really, like, to be honest, there wasn't as much K-pop as any of us expected, because I guess
Yeah.
mostly the opening ceremony is just mostly trying to showcase the history of the country and just like
Yeah.
their sort of culture and that sort of thing. And the closing is where I guess they tried to do like more music party atmosphere sort of thing, because it's over and nobody's really competing anymore.
The of what I saw in the beginning, I really thought that was really cool what they did with the different animals with the puppets.
Yeah.
That were operated by like several people. It was incredible.
Yeah, so like opening ceremonies are basically like a halfway like rock concert, halfway Cirque du Soleil sort of thing. It's
Yeah.
just, it's that very like fantastical sort of element, because it plays, especially when you're dealing with like an East Asian country like South Korea, where a lot of their history is rooted in like this mythology sort of thing, or there's this I don't remember how exactly it was, and maybe Nate, you might know something about this since you like were in Korea for a while. Like one of like the animatronic, or like the like man operated like animals they had, it's literally like a bird with like a human face on it, and like they say it's something a part of their mythology. It's like that's where like the origination of Korea was, or something like that.
Nope, I don't know about that.
It's crazy stuff, but it was really cool how like they brought all of it to life.
There is in regards to K-pop, there is like a stage like throughout the Olympics, and they tweeted, like the actual Olympics tweeted, February 11th, Hayes, EXID, Wuju Sonyo, and Teen Top.
Oh, so that's what that WJSN performance was.
17th is BAP, Baek Ji Young, and Gugudan. 23rd is Jazzy Fact, and Dynamic
Never heard of
Duo.
them. Yeah.
And March 10th is B1A4, Jesse, and BY.
Yo, that's a lit lineup. Damn.
So there's gonna be K-pop like at this. It's called the Olympic Gangneung Live Sites. So I assume they're just like stages that people can go to, and
that's
like
amazing. If
your
it's
artists.
free, if that's an I get out.
Well, you probably need tickets to the Olympics.
Oh yeah, because I think you might need a grounds ticket or whatever just to even get
exactly. You
onto,
do.
the facility. So
I'm pretty sure.
Still, that's so worth it. I'm not even joking. Like I say this as a sports fan. I'd rather go watch the concerts than even go watch like all the unless it's hockey, because just baseline sort of thing. During these next 18 or 14 or so days, fuck Canada. Fuck Canada. 100% in everything.
Sorry to all Canadian viewers.
Sorry to all Canadian viewers, but especially in hockey. Fuck Canada. I'm still salty.
Except I don't know. Hockey's all weird this year anyway.
I know,
There's
but
no,
NHL thing.
I will never let go. Freaking Sidney Crosby scoring that goddamn overtime goal. I will never live that down for the rest of my life.
There's
a Clarkson grad who's in the American hockey team. On the guys and one on the girls, but the girls one's on Canada, I think.
Oh God, no! I hope she loses. But anyway, getting back to the few sort of K-pop or Korean music sort of things that besides like Arirang and all the anthems, they had a nice gesture where they sort of like had this like gesture of peace, or like they're, I guess, that was sort of the underlying message, is that they want like peace with these games. So they a bunch of singers, including the very lovely Ji Young from Bulbul Gansa, singing a rendition of John Lennon's Imagine. And I think, like, as far as I can tell, they got like random, like, they got people from all around the world, from different countries, and their like native instruments to sort of like provide the backing track to it. And then yes, and they're singing. Let me look up the actual names of the people. It was
I have an article up.
yeah, it was
For the Imagine
Jiyoung,
performance?
Yeah, it
Yep.
was Jiyoung, John In-Kwon, Hyun-woo, and Eun-mi. Eun-mi is the only one I'm not that familiar with, but I know one of them is a member of Gukkasten, the rock band.
Yeah.
Yes.
The weird Tool, Nine Inch Nails rock band that
Yeah,
we
but I didn't know. It's just like,
listened to a
wow.
few months ago.
Of all the people to sing Imagine, of all the people to sing like a song like John Lennon's Imagine, you wouldn't think the guy that does like prog rock would be a prog rock vocalist would do that. But he wasn't. Some people were like saying like, oh, it sounded weird or whatever. But I mean, they're not native English speakers for the most part, and I thought
Yeah.
it was nice. I think that I loved all the sort of like I guess themes of cooperation, and I mean the like most outstanding one being Kim Jong-un sent his sister. I forget what exactly like title she has in the North Korean government, but she was sent as an official representative of North Korea, and also for the first time in almost a decade, North Korea and South Korea marched together as one Korea, which was
Yep.
amazing.
I think
It
it's
was
over a decade. I think last time I saw it was 2007.
Yeah, so over a decade, which is insane. So yeah, they did a very nice sort of thing where, usually you just have one person to be the flag bearer for the countries, but they decided to have two flag bearers. One was from North Korea and one was from South Korea. They did the same thing during the torch lighting as well, where
Yep.
because usually you have like really important like athletes, not just winter athletes, but just like athletes from your country's history that lead up to like the second to final, and they were the second to final people. I believe they were both on the hockey team. They were but one North Korean and one South Korean. The women's hockey team has a unified North and South Korean team, and how as far as I know how it works, it's going to be every game that they play, at least 3 North Korean players will play. So that's crazy how they're able to pull that off. The picture I have up right now, speaking of like the Parade of Nations, is this guy from Tonga, which is like a really like small like island nation. His name is Pita Taufafua. I'm sorry if I butchered his name, but he got really famous during the Rio Olympics 2 years ago because he walked in shirtless and oiled up and everything because like obviously like these Pacific Island nations, and like he like just to participate because he's originally a Taekwondo practitioner. Just to participate in the Winter Olympic Games, he studied cross country skiing just to participate in these Olympic Games.
Wow. He must be an incredible athlete if he made it even.
He must be an incredible athlete
recently.
if he's literally gonna walk out in 0 degrees Celsius, all oiled up and shirtless. Like his nipples could probably cut diamond in that kind of weather. Probably. Yeah, but everyone was. I guess overall, people were saying like, "Oh, it's not that hype." But I mean, I did enjoy the opening ceremony for the most part, and obviously the lead up to like the torch lighting was amazing. And obviously, there's only one person in the entire country that would have been able to do it, and it's the one and only. They gave her actual nickname now is like the Rob Queen or something like that, or whatever. It's Yoona Kim, obviously because she's literally the most famous like athlete. We
also talked about her in like episode like 1 or 2.
Yeah, we also thought we'd have an entire episode about her, but yeah, she's pretty much the most famous athlete in all of Korea, and she's been after she retired from figure skating, she was an ambassador for the games the entire time. So it's only fitting that she got to light the torch for her country. Some of their fashion was pretty good too. Korea, they had like these like sick North Face jackets, and then they had these shoes with like these slip-on shoes where the elastic band said Korea on it. Like I don't know if I can find a picture of it. Or some other sort of things. They had a lot of technology, not just the projection mapping, but they had this whole section where they have all these drones that I don't think they did it live because it must have been a nightmare to like organize, but on like the mountain slopes or whatever, they had it go up into the sky and it lit up to look like a snowboarder, and then they made it to look like the Olympic rings and that sort of thing. I mean, they've had those sort of like drone like air shows or whatever on CES. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And like during the Parade of Nations, they did play some K-pop songs, and
Yep.
the only ones that the CBC commenters like recognized was Gangnam Style. And shout outs to there were these people. As always, there's always like people like trying to hype up like the crowd while all the nations are entering, because there's a lot of there's like 80 something like that always go to the Olympics. So there's always these people like on the floor like dancing for like an hour straight.
Yeah, like basically cheerleaders.
I feel so bad for them. Well, I mean, hey, at least they're keeping warm, but still, like they're dancing for an hour straight and they can't stop until like the host country comes out. So yeah, of the songs they played, Gangnam Style, which obviously everyone recognized. They played Likey.
Yeah.
They played Fantastic Baby. The only other one they recognized was DNA. It was like when they were playing DNA, like the one lady was just like, "Oh, this is K-pop. This is definitely K-pop." And I'm just like, "Wow, that's the draw of BTS, where they BTS is the
synonymous.
one other song. BTS is the one, like DNA is the one other song besides Gangnam Style that's recognized as K-pop." And then they played Red. Yeah. They played Red Flavor.
Yeah, apparently, I on my way down to my friend's house for the hackathon this weekend, his mom called in the car and she was like, "Yeah, they were playing," and I quote, "Gundam style."
Gundam style.
Gundam.
Oh my, Gundam style.
That's gotta be a thing. That's gotta be a thing.
That's gotta be a thing already.
But the fact, I don't think she knows what Gundam is, but that's hilarious. That was the mispronunciation.
Oh man, but. Yeah, I think that's everything I have to say about the opening ceremony. It was beautifully done. I'm definitely going to be more hype about the closing ceremony because it's already sort of been confirmed that EXO is doing something there. CL is doing something. Like I said, there's rumors that Ailey might do something because she like literally the most famous. Can I say that I will love you, or I love you like the first snow or whatever is, or I'll go to you like the first snow is literally like the most famous like drama song as of late.
Well, yeah, it's the most famous recent one.
Yeah.
Yeah. See that and anything from Goblin. That exactly. Beautiful from Crush.
Yeah, so there's the rumors that might have a performance. So, yeah, that's definitely going to be more of the K-pop concert sort of thing. Because, like, it's a lot... Yep. The closing ceremony is a lot more loose, where, like, they don't even, like, have a full parade of nations. Everyone just, like, enters en masse, and, like, it's just a concert. Like, the one I remember mostly was in... Beijing Olympics, like the closing ceremony, they had like freaking Jackie Chan was singing like at the end of their concert and that sort of thing. So yeah, they're probably gonna do they're probably gonna put a lot of like the famous idols on stage there and just hopefully showcase it to the world. But yeah, I'm definitely excited. I'm always excited about the Olympics, even if I have to stay up until like I don't know, like 3 a.m. just to watch it, because everything's literally at night. Nothing's on during the middle of the day because it's like a 14-hour time difference. So, but I just hope that we win everything, especially hockey, and Canada just gets no medals at all. So
wow,
go USA, go America. He started Fantagio like 10 years ago, and he's been basically he got rooted out of his own company, which is crazy. Yeah. So it's sort of begun to affect. It affected Wikimiki's comeback schedule. They were supposed to have to come back, I believe, in January. Or like this.
They're supposed to be the end of January, so it would have happened by now.
But it's